Welcome to SF Commercial Property Conversations with Bruce Bean, where Bay Area investments meet expert insights. Get ready to unlock the strategies of commercial real estate success.
So today we've got Dante Giacomini. You're going to have to correct me if I got that wrong, but at any rate, Dante, it's great to have you. Say it again.
Giacomini.
Okay. At any rate, Dante, it's great to have you. And if you wouldn't mind just going through a little history of how you started. Actually, you graduated from UC Santa Cruz in politics, but you decided to go into the family real estate business rather than politics. So anyway, give us a little history for the fun of it.
Sure. I don't know. I took a little longer in college. I jumped around a little bit and decided to work construction for a period of time. And that was when I was 19. And I was working 3 jobs. I was waiting tables. I was working construction, and then I was working for my godfather, who owned Meridian Commercial in the North Bay, which is a commercial brokerage that specializes in Marin County. It's a generalist firm. And I basically puppy dogged around with him for a while. I was also working for his brother at the same time, which was BCD, and that was a construction company. So half the week I'd be working construction, half the week I'd be working with Matt Brown, who owned Meridian Commercial. And somewhere along the line, I dropped out of college for a year, was working, and we cleaned out for the construction job a crazy cat lady's house, and I broke out in hives. I got sick, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to school, and I think I'm going to follow the real estate path more so than the construction path. So I went to school. I got an internship at NAI NorCal in between my junior and senior year. There was no money. I was getting paid $0, and the only promise of a check was basically to help refer a deal to a active broker. Mm-hmm. And I was working with like 15 interns, and I don't know, people weren't taking it that seriously. And I was like, well, and at the time too, I was forced to be there for like 10 to 12 hours a day.
Oh, wow.
Because I was driving in with my dad to the city, and he was running a law firm. So he was working 12-hour days. So I was there from like 7 till 7 oftentimes. So I just sat there on the phones, and I was making more calls than a lot of the agents there. And the top producer, Shivu Srinivasan, just offered me a job out of college. I mean, it's a low barriers to entry. But I don't know. I watched him cash this huge check, and I was sold. You know what I mean? I was like, okay,
right.
And to me, the check was a big check. To this day, it's a big check. But at the time, it was like I could retire off that. But
live on this, yeah.
I was 23, and so after college, I joined NI NorCal, and shortly after got licensed, and I got hooked pretty quick. My first deal was a $10 million deal, and wow. I got addicted, and there's been ups and downs since then, but it's, I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way. I think I work more than the average, but you get to kind of choose when that, if you get burnt out eventually, if you can time it up right, you can get some freedom of schedule, and at the same time, grind your butt off, which I'm comfortable doing and like to do. So it was a good fit. It was kind of a random dart I threw at the dartboard with some education behind it, which was, I worked for my godfather and thought that this might be good for me. And I don't know, I hit right.
Yeah. Your godfather was at Meridian?
My godfather owns Meridian Commercial.
Oh, what's his name?
Matt Brown.
Oh, Matt. Oh, that's Matt Brown. Oh, okay. All right. I got it. Does he also have the construction company, or that's a different? relative?
Joe Brown. That's Brown Co.
Oh, I see. Matt Brown and Joe Brown. Okay. Brothers, I take it.
Brothers. One's my brother's godfather, and one's my godfather. Matt Brown's my godfather. Joe Brown.
Yeah, I got you. So, but then your family also owns some real estate, and you've been involved in that process along the way, too.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up, staining fences, and we have some warehouses, some single-family homes, some multi-units, some retail, and I just always grew up working on those, and my dad was a blue-collar guy before he was a lawyer, and he paid his way through college with construction, and so we grew up. We always had a job. We never didn't have a job. So I don't know, whatever it was, there was always a summer project. There was always something we were doing. And to this day, I mean, we all worked as a unit together.
That's cool. What kind of law does your dad practice, or he's still around?
Construction and development.
Okay.
So he does projects for various companies, but Prologis being one.
Oh, wow. Okay. The big guys. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So
he ran Hanson Bridget for about, 25 years or something.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. So what are you seeing out there in the market right now?
San Francisco is making moves back to its former glory, I suppose. I mean, you have rents that are almost at pre-pandemic levels. Oakland, where I do a lot of business, is still hurting. I mean, the politics there dropped the ball. They violated people's safety, and so did San Francisco, frankly, before the new mayor took office, which is a government's primary job is to keep people safe.
Right, exactly.
So not only was there, a problem with just, I think, migration from a lot of cities, but I think that Oakland and San Francisco had it harder than most because people didn't feel safe. It wasn't particularly fun to be here during that time. I was here the whole time. I mean, it was kind of dark and gloomy, and Oakland's still feeling that. But I think Oakland, where I do a significant amount of my business, is the best value proposition in town.
Yeah.
That being said, I mean, there's a lot of complications on the horizon that I don't have a crystal ball. What I've learned from my experience the last 7 years in this business is the smartest people are making educated guesses. And so when you look at some of the things going on, with AI and the job reports and, whether or not there will be a bubble in AI, I don't really have answers to those questions. So I just put my head down and grind it. But I think at some of these basis levels, like in Oakland, where you're buying product that you could buy the same price 20 years ago, it's hard to see how you're going to lose
right
on a 5 to 10 year plan. So I believe in what I'm selling. Where I started in 2017. I was ripping deals at sub 3 caps all day, so it's funny because back then, you would have 10 offers on a deal that was $400 a door in Oakland at a 3% cap rate. And now you'll have a 7 cap deal at sub 200 a door. And people are like, yeah, that's not the one. And I think it's a little funny and backwards, but it's the world we live in. So I think people will win buying today in good locations and focusing on demographics of tenants. I really do.
So it sounds like you're in kind of buy mode, at least in Oakland.
I mean, yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, if you focus on location, and I'm pushing that. I think it's a really strong market to look at. But people have been betting on Oakland for a long time. It's gotten, so there are beautiful spots of Oakland. There's unbelievable fundamentals. but I'm also looking Marin hard just because that's just a safer play.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not
So
not
you
much
just,
cash flow in Marin County.
yeah. Well, everybody seems to have cash right now, so there are a lot of people kind of in the wings looking to buy stuff, but not a lot of transactions. Well, some of the bigger transactions are having multiple offers on them, but those are outside of the Bay Area. But
Mm.
Bay Area, Oakland, I mean, our son and our daughter used to live in Oakland. I mean, pre-pandemic, Oakland was hot. It was rocking and rolling. Temescal and some of those locations were really going really well. And then pandemic kind of ruined everything.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just the pandemic; it was the reaction to the pandemic and how people decided to deal with the police at the time. And I mean, I think anyone could have looked at some of the moves they were making and saw what was to come. But
Yeah.
I mean, basically, we have paper mache little politicians that are chasing headlines and bullshit solutions that don't work, and there's no evidence that they will ever work.
Yeah. But Lurie, the new mayor for San Francisco, he seems to be shaking things up and doing a good job.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. Yeah, I think so. I'm optimistic. Like I said, San Francisco has a lot of positive indicators out there. I think Oakland's still behind that ball, and I don't believe in. I mean, you have a fake progressive mayor stealing money from the city. Like, I don't know. I think people will say anything to get elected. Just look at the,
Yeah. Well, it seems like Barbara Lee, the mayor of Oakland, ought to take some lessons from Lurie, but I guess that's not really
She's 78. It's gonna be tough for her to learn any new lessons.
Yeah. They old, yeah, that age, yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's been at it too long. So anyway,
Yeah, it's the new fad is electing 70, 80-year-olds to serious office. That's what people love to do these days.
yeah, no, it's not working in certain situations, unfortunately.
Doesn't seem to be.
No, no, does not seem to be at all. Well, so you're out there, you're kind of you're looking in Marin, you're looking in Oakland. There's some good deals in Oakland, but you got to be careful.
Well, yeah, I mean we're selling deals for the most part is what we're doing.
Okay. Okay.
We're selling deals. That's what
You mean getting the listing or selling your own property?
No. I mean so I'm a broker.
Yeah.
I'm an agent. I mean mostly right now
You're getting listings and going from there. Well, it sounds like you spent a fair amount of time cold calling. So are you still out there doing some cold calling?
Oh yeah, I'll go through 40 contacts a day.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah, so we're making like, I don't know, probably on dials somewhere around 400,
between your group of 13, you're all out there.
Dials just me now. I'm dialing.
Yeah. You're hitting the streets.
Yeah, I'm on the phones like that, like still today. I mean, the rule of thumb is that you go through 200 contacts per week. And in order to get through 200 contact pages, which that could be Bob Jones who owns 3 buildings, but that only counts as one. So you could call that, he'll have 10 different numbers. It only counts as one. So you call 10 numbers, that counts as one call. That's how we track things. It's easier to quantify. Because you could dial 200 numbers and they're all wrong. It doesn't matter.
Oh, I see. So
we track the way we track our activity is by property owner. So you go through that page, you send them an email, right? You follow them on LinkedIn, you call them, maybe you text them, you try a couple numbers. That's all we track. That's one.
Yeah, that's one. And you need 200 of those.
You need to do 200 of those a week.
Yeah, okay, that's cool. And what are you must be using a CRM. What CRM are you using?
Salesforce Apto.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Probably a little bit overkill for what we're actually dealing with it, but I've had that since I was at NAI. They had a great, foundation.
Yeah.
How to be a broker.
Well, most people say the same thing, that it's big and cumbersome, but it's very efficient if you know how to run it.
Yeah, that's kind of the next step because I need to hire somebody to kind of run the CRM for me because it's honestly, it's us doing it. And at a certain point, I'm wearing too many hats.
Yeah, yeah. You got 13 people. You need somebody to do some of the legwork on it. But any rate, well, you haven't gone to virtual assistants yet.
I don't like them.
Oh, you've tried it and didn't like it?
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've never ordered anything online in my life. So a virtual assistant to me, I like being with people in person. Maybe at the end of the day, I'll end up paying more money, but I'm not a bottom line individual. So I don't, a VA is probably never going to end up working for me.
Yeah. You want the face-to-face contact.
That's how I am, man. I'm from a town of 1,000 people. And, like I said, I've never used Amazon except for I ordered one thing online, which was beef jerky. The only reason I did it is because Joe Rogan said it was good. It tasted like dog food. So I've never ordered anything online since, and I also don't listen to Joe Rogan anymore.
That is pretty funny. Wow. Okay. Bad beef jerky from Joe Rogan. That will do it. Yeah. All right.
Or snacks.
Well, all right. I think we've covered enough territory. Just for fun, what's your favorite food we talked about earlier?
Yeah, man. I think steak. I would just go with steak.
Go with steak. All right. And you want to sit with your best friend and have some good steak.
That's right.
All right. Well, hey, Dante, where can people get a hold of you if they've got a deal or if they've got a property they want to list? How can they reach you?
415-306-4914.
4914. Call Dante. He's ready to go. So where's your kind of best market that you work out of?
I mean, my brother covers San Francisco and the North Bay, and then I cover the East Bay. I mean, we sold 150 million in Sacramento in 21.
Wow.
That was with Shavu, though, back when I was working with him, and he honestly led that charge. But we're a Bay Area team. We don't, yeah,
you cover the whole Bay Area.
We sell buildings in the Bay Area, man.
Yeah. Oh, South Bay. It sounds like you're not down there too much.
We're not down there too much. That's a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But my business partner Andrew Black sells deals down there. So like,
okay. Yeah.
We sell buildings in the Bay Area. We're ready to rock.
You're covered. All right. And what's your sweetheart deal? Like a 10-unit apartment? What do you like best?
I mean, no, I like
any of it.
No, I mean, honestly, our average deal size is 5 million. That's kind of we're small to mid market, but we've done anything up to 127 million. So we're not trying to chase institutional, but we are, trying to compete in that mid market area.
Yeah.
But my business partner Kyle sold several $100 million out of apartments out of state. So listen, we're trying to identify what people's goals are with real estate and help them achieve them. Our emphasis is on creating long-term wealth for people and figuring out strategies as real estate as a vehicle.
You're not doing any syndication, right?
Not yet, no.
No, you were thinking about it maybe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, of course, you're in the space, you're seeing a lot of people doing it, but we're just real estate advisors at this point.
Yeah. Well, let's keep in touch. I want to see what the North Bay and the East Bay are going to do in the next 3 to 6 months because I think the market's in a kind of interesting mode right now. So
it is, man. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just trying to make educated decisions, and I mean, I think that the only thing that's like going to bar you from buying right now would be like a catastrophic kind of thing, like the AI bubble pops or like some kind of, but otherwise we seem like we're at phase one, so if you're worried about a catastrophe happening, you don't play the game, period. But then how are you going to win if you don't play the game? So I would say right now is a great time to get involved, a great time, which is funny because there's less people looking at real estate than almost ever, which I do think is interesting.
It's the best time to buy, right?
It is an exceptional time to buy, but a lot of people have short-term memory, right? They just got burned, but they were buying at the top of the cycle. I mean, unless you're thinking that when things are good, people have a tendency to convince themselves it's going to stay good. When things are bad, people have a tendency to convince themselves it's going to stay bad. So you just kind of have to, I don't know.
That's an interesting, I think you're absolutely right that yeah, if things are down, people are like down, they think it's going to stay here. But yeah, anyway, as you well know, real estate's very cyclical, and so it goes up and down, and you just got to ride the wave.
If you look back on history, we're looking like we're at a bottom. So at least close to. I mean, predicting an actual bottom's a fool's errand, right? Like, it's
Right.
not. Timing it perfectly is almost impossible, right? Even the smartest people in the world will be a little bit wrong about that. And similar,
Oh yeah,
with the top.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as you're not buying at the top of the market, you can make things happen. And obviously, you got to pay attention to what you're buying, demographic, building, like structure, and make sure that's all dialed in and location.
Yeah, no, it's a very set formula. So you play it right, you can make it all work. So, well, let's keep in touch. Maybe we'll reconvene in 3 to 6 months and see how the market's doing. I'd love to hear
Cool,
again.
Bruce. I appreciate you reaching out. I hope you have a good one.
Definitely will. So let's keep in touch, and we'll talk. And maybe, who knows? Maybe let's do a transaction together.
Sure, man. Yeah, we'd love to.
That's a wrap on today's journey through the SF commercial real estate scene. Ready to share your story? Visit sfcommercialconversations.com/guest. Your insights could lead the next conversation.